How are we judging people? You ever notice sometimes we become judgmental when we see how a person is dressed or how they look? How many times have you gone to the train or the bus station and somebody sitting there on the floor with their hand out or with a sign up? It has become all too common for us to be judgmental because there's so many people who we've seen do the wrong thing in the past. I remember one time there was this guy standing at the light and I'm driving. And he had his hand out and he's saying, he's raising money for this thing. So I go ahead and I gave him the money. I gave him the money and he touched my hand. I'm going to tell you, I don't know. I just wanted to scream at that point in time. I was picking up on certain energy. But everyone doesn't pick up on all the energies. All they know is right now we are all looking at how someone reacted in the past, okay? How many times have we crossed the path of another person and you give them money, you're going into the store. On your way coming out, they're counting their dollars. And you're looking at them, they have more money than you. How is it that this person had their hand out when they have so much money in their pocket all this time? Some of those people are even millionaires, right? This is the only problem that this is a real problem, that we're looking at. The problem is that we are coming from a judgmental place. And in all honesty, you have every right to feel the way that you're feeling. How is it that this person is asking me for money and they had all that money all that time? Sometimes we have to just use our better judgment. But we can use our better judgment without always striking another person down. That's the thing. You don't have to say, he's just like everyone else or she's just like everyone else, because they're not. However, if you're going to give the person the money or if you're going to give them a cup of coffee or what have you, give it in a good heart space. That's the thing. If you were willing enough to give the person this, do it in a way that it's a peaceful way of doing it, okay? Don't do it if you feel like you should get something in return, because if we only give because we expect something in return, that's not really a selfless gift. That's a selfish gift, isn't it? How many times, I remember growing up and sitting in front of the table and, you're getting your Christmas gift or whatever. Certain people behaving a certain way, they want to be extra good. First of all, everyone wanted to be extra good because, the holidays coming up. Maybe they thought Santa Claus was coming down the chimney, whatever. Because a lot of people have different views. Now, I remember growing up when my older brothers told me there was no Santa Claus. I was the most upset person that day because I could not believe that this secret was being held for me, And this is how some children behave. However, as we grow up and we realize that we do have a God, and that's the person who's been giving us all these things all these years, we can be appreciative, right? So while we're being appreciative of all the things that we have, we can share with other people. But again, if you, sometimes I walk around with an extra water bottle. So if I see someone, they have their hand out, I give them that water bottle and let them drink the water. Everyone has their own way of handling it. Maybe, one of my friends said he takes the person for a cup of coffee, listens to their story, and then, gives them gives them a different turn in life, tells them, gives them advice, Everyone has their own way of doing it. My own thing, though, is regardless of how you're doing it, do it in a peaceful manner. Do it from a place of not judging, because we don't know what that next person is going through, I was in Mississippi, I never forget it, and I was walking in the hall, and this woman was, complaining about her job or what have you, and I asked her, I said, well, what would you rather do? And she started talking about some things that she'd like to do, and I said, you sound like you would be a good nanny. She said, what about my child? I'd take my child to work. Certain nanny positions allow you to take your child to work with you, and because just like your child, you're also taking care of another child. Maybe they might become playmates. If you look at all the different options that you have, sometimes it doesn't look like things are getting better. But if you can reach out to a friend or someone who knows better or can basically give you some sound advice, that's always good. So if you have, if you don't have someone there, you can also pray and ask God for direction. That's what we're supposed to do anyway, right? Ask for direction, pray and ask for direction. Sometimes we forget that. I mean, I do too. Sometimes I'll be so busy running out and doing what I need to do that I actually forgot I was supposed to talk to God about this first. Perhaps if I had spoken to God about it first, my answers would have been provided, and it would have been an easier day that I'd be carrying through. Not a harder day, but an easier one. So, in everything, we need to be able to say thank you to God for all that we are receiving, and also ask for direction. Okay? So I hope that I've left you with a good word. I know I went around the bush to get there, but okay. Let us have a wonderful day, and it was so wonderful being with you. This is Indigo Moon, signing off. It's crazy today.